If you were, half-assing everything and just going through the motions,
then you need to train harder.
When I first started, there was no way in hell you was getting me to do all that much for anything. 3 sets of 10, I'm going in, I'm leaving. Then I did my cardio, I'm out of there. Yeah! What's up, people? So, I wanted to make a video about volume because a lot of people wonder how much is too much, and I really want to, and recently I was asked about it, like my split on my Instagram, link in the description by the way, and how it's done. So it prompted this video, so let's get into it. So I was asked on my Instagram, how many sets I do per week, and I told him, because I do a 6-day split. He asked for each body part, and some of them, I guess for him, were a little high, and he asked, well, you definitely put on muscle, but this does seem like a lot. And it's funny because to me, I was sitting there wondering what I could do to add on to what I'm doing, because in certain workouts I was feeling like I could do a little more. It made me realize that there is no one size fits all to how much volume you should be doing, which should be obvious, honestly. But obviously, if you're just starting, you shouldn't be doing as much lifting, or as many sets, I should say, as someone who's been doing it for 3 years. Someone who's just doing it for 3 years probably shouldn't be doing it as much as 10 years, and so on. So for me, how I started, when I was first starting, when I was obese, when I first started taking it seriously, I went every other day. I went Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. And then the next week would be Tuesday, blah, blah, so on. And I would do the typical beginner split, like 3 sets of 10 for each exercise. And one day, I was like doing a leg press, and I did the 10, and I was like, I wonder if I could do 20 of these. And I did 20, and my leg wasn't broken the next day, it was fine. As you get stronger, as you get better, you're going to do more. It's just natural progression, progressive overload. Progressive overload isn't always about increasing the weight. Sometimes you're gonna do more sets, more reps. So obviously, if someone, like I think I said I did about 40 something sets for back a week, and 30 something for chest, which prompted the isn't that too much? But to me that's like, it's nothing. Like, to me that's normal. Like, it's obviously a challenge for the workout, but it's what I do. It's what I've come to. I went from going 4 days a week and doing 3 sets to 10 to I go 6 days a week, and sometimes I'm doing 4 sets of 12 on something, or 3 sets of 8, 4 sets of 8, 3 sets of 15. It all varies, but obviously I couldn't start like that. Like, when I first started, there was no way in hell you was getting me to do all that much for anything. 3 sets of 10, I'm going in, I'm leaving. Then I did my cardio, I'm out of there. Honestly, it just depends on you. Obviously I can give you, references on what to shoot for, but if something is too much for you, take down a set, or decrease the weight just a little bit. Make it so that it's for you. Obviously, the way I train isn't completely necessary for a complete beginner. I got great results when I started just by doing the traditional 3 sets of 10 for each exercise, like for each body part, and I was hitting each one twice a week, and it was pretty easy. Well, no, actually, I think legs once a week. If I remember when I first started. I still do legs once a week, but that's a different reason. So remember that the amount of volume you're gonna do isn't a finite thing. It's never gonna stay. If you're actually working hard and progressing, it's never gonna stay the same. You can start out like me with 3 sets of 10 every other day for a body part, and then all of a sudden you're in the gym pretty much every single day except one, with different sets and rep schemes for pretty much every body part depending on the exercise you're doing, and you just handle a lot more. So don't stress too much about how much is too much. You'll know if it's too much. If you're way too sore the next day, that it's impossible for you to work out. Like, you're gonna be sore sometimes, especially when you first start, and you can still work out and push through. But if you're sore to the point where you can't move at all and everything hurts, it's not just soreness, it's pain, you probably did too much. And at the same time, if you were, half-assing everything and just going through the motions, you're gonna know that. Like, mentally, you're gonna know that you really didn't put your all into the workout, that you probably could have done another set, another rep, that you could have worked a little harder. So, as far as volume goes, that's all you need to keep in consideration. It all depends on you. If you're just starting, you don't have to do 40 sets of back a week, okay? It's not necessary. I am at a level where it doesn't bother me, and I'm cool with it. And also keep in mind that it's a range of different exercises, so not everything you're gonna be able to do the same amount of work. So all those sets for my back isn't all deadlift. There's no way I could do that many sets of heavy deadlifts. I will destroy my back. So when you do that, remember that different exercises have different sets and reps. So cable rows, I do 4 sets of that. Sometimes I can feel like I can do 5, 6 of those. Deadlifts, like I said, it's not happening, especially the way I lift. Bicep curls, I can do that fine. I can do that a bunch of times, but bench press, there's a limit to how much I can do that. Each exercise has a different kind of exhaustion it puts on you, especially the heavy compounds. I do 5 sets of squats that are pretty heavy, and then one more or I lower the weight back again. That I can't do that many heavy squats all the time, but I can do 5 sets of heavy squats and then probably do a bunch of heavy sets on leg press. So each exercise is going to be different. You can handle different things on different exercises. So always test it out. See what taxes you more. So I think that's it for this one. Simple. Volume depends on you. That's what you take away from the video. How much volume depends on you. Just don't half-ass it. If you know you can work harder, and it should be good. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully this helps somebody, because I see this all the time, people wondering how much is too much. So stay motivated, stay focused, stay rock solid, like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you next one.